This is Matt Donnelly here in the Wrap studio with star of the very, very anticipated upcoming Netflix original To Get Down, Mr. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Welcome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's such a pleasure.
Yeah.
So I think people have been waiting for this for 2 years now, I think, since it's been announcement, production. It's been a little bit of a process. What's so cool, though, about Baz Luhrmann, and I think just in promotion of this, talked about how it took a little while to get it right. And now it's finally here. So I just want to know what your experience was, how the script came to you, and tell me a little bit about the character.
Yeah, I was in graduate school at the time, and I went to the Yale School of Drama.
You sure did, yeah.
Yeah, man. And I was performing in a show called The Winter's Tale. I was playing King Leontes and playing a clown also.
Wow.
And my agent, who was not my agent at the time, she came to see one of her clients in the show, and she saw me and kind of said, who's that guy? And threw me a bone, which was the audition for the Cadillac role. And I got the email. I said, this sounds really cool. And I saw that Stephen Adly Gurgis's name was on there, and I said, oh man, that's just a dream come true. And I saw Baz Luhrmann, and I said, "Oh man, what is this?
Right.
What is this world?" And so I prepped for the audition. 14 days later, I was in front of Baz Luhrmann, talking about theater and talking about Cadillac and the world of the Get Down.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And I think he's long talked about his romance with that sort of time period, and it's the 70s, it's the Bronx, everyone's just going crazy. Yeah. So who is Cadillac, and sort of how does he function?
Cadillac is sort of billed as the disco prince.
Okay.
So we see him. He would call himself the disco king, and he's also tied into this gangster family at the same time. But we see Cadillac. We're introduced to him at a point where disco is king. Disco is number one, and we have this other energy. The energy that's created by the younger folk, and they're all into hip hop.
Absolutely.
So if you go to Cadillac's club, everyone's dancing straight up, and their shoulders are broad, and their clothes are clean, the shoes are shined, the hats are tilted. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And it's all about that elegant type of fashion, very very stylish. Everyone look at me, and there's this other energy on the other side of town, well, in the same part of town, but from the youth, where they're playing these other records and they're scratching the disco records and they're dancing on the floor and getting their clothes dirty. But it's a growing energy, and people are interested in that. And so so Cadillac is sort of the anti hip hop character.
Sure.
He's the guy who we see in the beginning who has
establishment.
Who's the establishment. He has something to lose by hip hop catching on, and so that's one of the most immediate combats that we'll see.
Well, I'm just glad you're working and busy, and it seems so well deserved. And thank you so much for your time.
Hey,
Seriously,
I appreciate
congratulations.
You too, Matt.
We can't wait to watch The Get Down.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Cheers.